Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of the amazing race. Last time on the race, Garett and Jessica were eliminated. He didn't take it very well. So during the pit stop traveled because they were on a boat. So the pit stop went from, I guess it was Tokyo to Viet Nam. And once they got to Viet Nam, they had to take a taxi to Ho Chi Minh City. And once they were there, they had to find the Golden Dragon Water Puppet Theater and grab the clue out of the dragon puppet's mouth. This part was really funny because the dragons were like kind of sassy because they were spitting water at everybody and the band was playing really loud and some of the people were being pretty funny, but let's bring the room down a little bit. Big Easy lost his dad 2 days before the race began. So he's pretty much doing this for his dad. When you're a true professional like he is, the show must go on, and his motivation is doing it for his dad because that was the last thing that his dad told him was go win it. And Marcy was feeling pretty emotional too because her dad was in the Vietnam War and was shot down over Vietnam and rescued from Vietnam. It is scooter central in Vietnam. I guess that's the preferred mode of transportation. There was like a zillion scooters everywhere. I don't know how it's possible to cross the street because I didn't see any traffic lights. Alright, so when they grabbed the clue out of the dragon's mouth at the Dragon Water Puppet Theater, it was a bullet in this like little case, and on the inside of the bullet was this stamp that had a picture of the post office, the Ho Chi Minh post office, and that was where they had to go to get the next clue. Well, Lance and Kerry, they didn't know what the hell was going on because they didn't realize that they were supposed to open the bullet and like get the stamp out from the inside, and they kept like harassing everybody to give them the clue. It wasn't cool. They are definitely my least favorite team right now. Alright, and Micah and Kanan, they were pretty funny. They were dancing around for the dragons, trying to like taunt them so that they would come closer so that they could, you know, grab it out of their mouths, but they just kept getting sprayed with water. So when they got the clue at the post office, they found out that it was a detour. So it's either child's play or word play. And child play was they had to go pick up a concrete animal, and then they needed to transport it on a dolly and pick up balloons from all these 5 different balloon vendors and then deliver everything to the child's playground. Why can't I say that? Alright, so Brian and Erica, yeah, we know you're Team Zebra. Gee, I never would have figured out that he's white and you're black. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, so wordplay, if you didn't want to do child's play, was you had to go to the top of a hotel, scan this very busy intersection, and find 6 Vietnamese letters, and once you got them all, you had to unscramble them to make Doclap, a word that means independence in Vietnamese. So Marcy and Ron were the only ones that did the go to the top of the hotel one, the wordplay, and it took them a while to get it, but they finally got it, but they really were struggling with trying to figure out what the word was because they were trying to do it on their own. Once they asked somebody for help, they got it like that. So, little tip there. When you can do it yourself, ask for help. During the child's play one, Maria and Tiffany's dolly broke. They had to go back and get another dolly for their concrete animal because those things were friggin' heavy. And Zev and Justin ended up dumping over their giraffe. I don't know why they picked the biggest animal, the tallest one that they had. They should have picked one, you know, that had like a low center of gravity. So they didn't have to worry about that. But they had to like clean up the shrapnel and bring it with them. So the next clue after everybody delivered their animals and balloons was to go to Dien Co 008. And there it was a roadblock. Who's ready for a complete breakdown? I am. One person is going to have to disassemble and sort the parts harvested from 2 VCRs. Well, Tiffany was very entertaining during this part. I don't know why. She had everybody laughing in the crowd because they had quite a crowd gathered around them because it was like on a street corner somewhere. Everybody was cheering her on. But then Lance and Kerry had to go spoiling everything. They were fighting. They couldn't find where the roadblock was. And then when they finally got there, Lance was a real jerk because he was the one who did it. And he, like, ripped the VCRs apart with his bare hands like a gorilla. It was really not cool. So, the pit stop for this leg of the race is the Reunification Palace. And the Globetrotters, they had been pretty much leading the entire leg of the race. And they were like neck and neck with Megan and Shane. But they couldn't find out directions to where the Reunification Palace was, so they ended up just following Megan and Shane and then thinking that they would beat them in a foot race to the mat, which they did, because come on, they're Harlem Globetrotters. So they ended up winning a trip for two to Aruba. Take me, take me. Okay, so in second place, Megan and Shane. Third place, Gary and Matt, the father-son. Matt ended up cutting his hands terribly from the VCR. Why didn't you wear gloves? I saw other people with gloves on. Brian and Erica, Team Zebra in fourth. I wouldn't have noticed. 5, Sam and Dave, and Dan. Okay, 6th place, Maria and Tiffany. 7th place, Micah and Kanan. So then it came down to a 3-way, I want to say, edit, because they made it seem like Justin and Zev and Lance and Kerry and Marcy and Ron were pretty much in a foot race to the end, but I think it was only a 2-way tie between Justin and Zev and Lance and Kerry. So Lance and Kerry, well, they all got there except for Marcy and Ron to the Reunification Palace pretty much at the same time. But Justin and Zev went one way and Lance and Kerry went the other. And it just so happens that the way that Justin and Zev went was the correct way. So they came in 8th place. And like 2 seconds later, Lance and Kerry arrived in 9th place. So that means poor oldies, Marcy and Ron were the last team to arrive. And unfortunately, they have been eliminated from the race. I'm thinking her whistle was bad karma. It was very annoying. If I was on the race, I probably would not be bringing a whistle. So next time on the race, Zev dresses up and acts like a monkey. I can't wait to see that. And oh my God, you're dead in the water. One team loses their passport. Will they find it? I don't know. Till next time, much love.